Hi everybody, I hope you guys are all doing great today. We're going to do some general messages for January 13th through 19th of 2020. I am going to be front loading with astrology. I will timestamp below. If you don't want to listen to that portion of the reading, no problem. Just check out that timestamp to see when the energies start being pulled with the cards. So we're going to be focusing on astrology, guys. I want to introduce, this is my friend Sam and this is my friend Charlie. And these are my meditation buddies. These are the guys who I meditate with, as I don't like to meditate alone. All right, guys, so let's get right into what we have on tap for this week. We're all still dealing with that stellium we had in Capricorn last week, making us all think about our role in life, having to do with particular things, more for some of us than in others. Some of us are thinking more about relationships, some more about money, our overall goals, our ambitions. It does depend on which houses it's hitting for you, and those houses I will be indicating when I do each of the signs independently. But just generally speaking, we have on the 13th, from the 13th until the 7th, we have Venus is entering Pisces, right? Coming out of that Aquarius energy and into Pisces. So that's happening at about 1:38 Eastern Standard Time. So adjust the time according to wherever you are on the planet. But when we're talking about this energy, it's Pisces, this beautiful fish energy, right? Sees life through rainbow-colored dreams, ruled by Neptune. Neptune happens to be the father of emotions in mythology, for those of you who didn't know. And just hanging out with that Venus energy, the goddess of love, and also how we connect with money. Really going to be looking at what we love, embracing really not only what we love and who we love, but where we're able to really forgive, understand, embrace. This is a very kind of seductive energy. I'm not going to lie. Anything with a Venus, anything Venusian is like that. So it's where are we seductive? Are we seducible, right? But it's about us really tapping into our ability to be compassionate to our partners, both intimate and business partners as well. There's a very tender and affectionate energy here. And even though many of you guys, many of us are going to be experiencing a type of longing for something that's hard to ignore or hard to define, and for a lot of us, it might even be difficult to satisfy in one way or another, because it's almost like an echoing in the soul, right? But in this energy, you just want to be careful of, boundaries can be blurred here. And for those of us who are susceptible to the shadow side of this energy, some of us might feel where we're allowing ourselves to be victimized or deluded about a person or a situation. So you might find yourself trying very hard to evade a certain truth or a certain reality in your life. So really it's very important to identify where is your Venus in your chart and where is your Pisces happening in your chart, because that's where you're going to be feeling this the most, pretty much. I want to say anything else about this. I mean, we just do want to understand that this energy is going to be experiencing a weird angle to Uranus, which is all about change in Taurus. So you really want to be very open-minded about possibilities that are open to you right now, and think about really how you do things, how you tap into things, doing things differently. So there is this Uranian vibe that we've been talking about in my past couple of videos about how there's going to be a lot of change, a surprise and change happening here, having to do with these energies as well. And then on the 16th, all the way to February 3rd, actually, we have Mercury ingressing into Aquarius. Now, this is really a very positive transit. Now, you really do want to figure out where is that Mercury energy in your chart. So that would be either Mercury itself with Gemini, Virgo, right? Because that's who rules those archetypes. And also your Aquarius energy, any Aquarius placements you have, or Neptune placement. So this is a very positive transit though, because this is where we want to learn, grow, open up to new ideas, really original ideas hitting us. Again, think about that. Everything that Uranus is all about, newness, thinking out of the box here, and we're all going to be doing it. And naturally just becoming more progressive and objective in our mindset, which is really good. So there's like an inventive, progressive thinking at its peak here in both our personal life and also our professional circumstances. And we do have Mercury's going to be squaring up with Uranus the last couple of days here, okay, of this week. Now, we just want to, and they're both in fixed signs, so you just want to be careful of communication, especially when we have this Mercury in Aquarius. If you guys remember back to the January 2020 read I did, where I mentioned mid-month we're going to be dealing with some of this bullying energy and how you want to be mindful of how you are, you know, tempering how you respond to things in the way that you communicate, and also just being mindful of the information and communication coming to you, because there is this idea of you know, hyped up communication is really what I want to say. So you just want to be mindful of that. Don't overthink it. This really is a good positive transit, but don't be surprised if you find yourself in the midst of, you know, a little bit of a battling of the wills, but whatever is you're having a battling of the wills about, it's totally necessary, and there's something positive on the other side of it. And then on the 17th at 7:58 a.m., we do have that last quarter moon in Libra. And that's when the opposite half of the moon is illuminated compared to the first quarter. So here, this is about like sharing and connection. So a lot of us are going to be feeling a very strong need for balance and harmony right now. Just like wanting balance, wanting harmony, right? Desiring to keep things nice rather than venturing into really new fundamental questions, so not to disturb the peace. So a lot of us might find ourselves holding back both good and bad feelings. Like it's kind of like a very Four of Pentacles vibe here, but try your best not to be afraid to be just who you really are, despite what's expected from you. Be very authentic. This is that you're going to be very pushed to be very authentic and do that because it's very supported. I really do like this. And then we do have Pallas entering Cap at 0 degrees. Pallas Athena, goddess of wisdom, courage, and just really just warfare and strategy, right? Meets Saturn here. So what does all that mean? Creative intelligence, hard work, getting stuff done. So really overall, guys, really good energies this week. You know, we're going to be discussing again on each of your individual signs what house you're going to be feeling the most focus. But it's really going to be the house that you guys are going to be kind of unfolding and unraveling actually throughout the course of the next year. But in a nutshell, just be careful of any of the bullying type of vibes, you know, around that, you know, that midweek area. But I do think there's a lot of good stuff is really starting to roll out here. So I do like it. Okay, so that ends the astrology section. Now let's pull some cards. Hi Capricorn, I hope you guys are doing great today. So let's get right into your general messages for this week of January, if you guys could believe it. Everything is pre-shuffled and meditated on. Just do a last cut. And we're going to pull a crowning energy for you guys. Your gift, your challenge with qualifiers. And as I've been doing, we will end with love. Okay. Guys, let me know about the volume. I've been getting, not a lot, but a few comments about the volume being too low. So I put my mic on. I stopped using my mic because a lot of people were like, you're too loud. I'm like, you know, can't make everybody happy, right? We just can't. 6 of air. 6 of air is your crowning. Okay, so let's talk about it, but let's get your gift first. Get your challenge. Okay, so we have the 6 of Earth, 6 of Pentacles, Page of Air, which is the Page of Swords. Okay, which is the challenge here. All right. Well, I mean, I like the 6 of Earth is a good energy to have. 6 of Air is 6 of Swords. Okay, so we have this moving away overall this week from something that you've identified as being toxic for you. Something that you feel like you need to at least temporarily, or at least mentally step away from to a calmer place, calmer waters. Okay, so this could have to do with that energy that we were talking about regarding, you know, you might be dealing with somebody who's a little challenging this week, but let's see. Now, you guys are going to really be feeling all the energies that I discussed in the first house more. I mean, but this is the rest of the year for you guys. This has to do with your soul purpose in life in the first house. We talk about these houses, and we're typically super general. So I wanted to get a little bit more specific for you guys. So this has to do with your soul purpose in life, your view of life, and how you're focusing your ability to initiate and get things started. It's the way you're entering this new phase of life and how you're meeting it, right? So it's the effect you have on others through your actions and living in your truth. So in a nutshell, it's the what's and the whys and the hows of your overall quest in life that you're feeling at this stage of your path. And that's going to be something a little bit different for all of you. But yeah, I mean, that's what's happening. I mean, the first house is big. It's kind of everything. It's a little bit of all of the houses in it. In the way that, you know, the 12th house is kind of that, but in a different way. But that doesn't really apply to you guys right now. Okay, so let's get some recent past, okay, or a past energy, present, challenge, and an outcome. Let's pull some qualifiers. Okay, this is the Chakra Tarot, by the way, for those of you who want to know. All right. So it's very interesting. We have the Six of Air, which is the Six of Swords energy, but this is exactly what this indicates as you're coming out of from your recent past. So yeah, again, this is you recognizing that whatever situation you were in, it wasn't speaking to your truth, what you wanted for your life. It was just a lack of resonance, whether it was because of any sort of dysfunction, fighting, you just really weren't jiving with the whole scene anymore. Whatever it is, you making the decision, again, at least mentally and at least temporarily, to step away from the situation. And the qualifier for that we have is the Nine of Wands energy. So this tells me that you were feeling a significant amount of anxiety. You know, really kind of trapped in your own mind regarding this person or this situation. Now, this could have to do with a job. This can have to do with an intimate relationship, a family situation, a friend situation. Whatever it was, whatever is most prevalent on your heart right now, it was creating a lot of anxiety for you where you felt very stuck. There's a stuckness about this because it's a self-imprisonment kind of thing, right? And you feeling like you just really needed to step away from it. Now, right now, we have you as the Two of Swords energy with the Seven of Cups as a qualifier. So the Two of Swords is feeling like you're at a cross purpose. So you could be at cross purposes with yourself or another person. But there is this element of taking a time out, like pausing. You haven't made the decision just yet. Right now, you're in that space of trying to really think about the two truths that are being presented to you and what makes most sense for you. If you're cross purposes with somebody, it can be this space of you just not being able to have a strong meeting of the minds with somebody about the way something is going to be rolling out. And we do have the Seven of Cups energy, and the Seven of Cups, you guys watching me know the spiel where it's like, you know what's in Five of the Cups, but you don't know what's in Two. So it's really an energy of just like recognizing you don't have all the information. And when we don't know all the information, we either allow ourselves to remain in a state of confusion or tap into the human condition a little more poignantly and fill in those two cups with what we think the reality is. You know, and there could be a lot of assuming here, and a lot of miscommunication and misunderstanding can certainly be indicated on the other side of this. So whatever that means to you, but so you're at this cross purposes about this job, this relationship, this situation, really trying to figure out what to do. And the reason why you're not pulling the trigger on anything right away is because you really want to see what's in those other two cups, right? How there's something that you don't know, and you really want to know it before making that final decision. Now, your challenge here is going to be actually making that decision, because we have the Hangman here, or the Hangwoman here in this deck. So this really is about tapping into what it is that you feel is that intuitively, being able to intuitively tap into what the right thing is 100% and what's fair. So what's really getting in touch with what's fair, what's not fair. Now, the fact that this is in your challenge can indicate that you've identified that this situation, this relationship, whatever it is, has not been a fair occurrence in your life. You haven't been treated fairly. You haven't been treated with the level of respect that you feel like you should have been treated with. This could also be, a lot of you guys might also be feeling like staying in this situation is simply not fair to you because it's just not resonating with you anymore. So for a lot of you, it doesn't even necessarily mean a big dramatic ending to anything or that somebody really did you dirty. It certainly can mean that, but it doesn't even really need to mean that. It could just mean you tapping into this idea that whatever you're involved in, it's just really not speaking to you anymore. Doesn't mean that you want to leave it forever, but at least for the moment, you're really trying to put your ducks in a row and figure out what it is that you want for your soul and your life path in a way that's really going to make you happy and no one else. And really questioning, why are you doing what you're doing? Is it because you've been doing it for so long? Is it because your family pushed you to do it? Your partner pushed you to do it? Obviously, it's going to be dictated by the stage of life and development that you're at, but it's really getting in touch with that. And that's going to be the challenge. The challenge is definitely going to be that final decision making, or that waiting in between things, right? Between the thinking and the doing of it all. Which, what a lot of us are in that, we could call it purgatory, or we could say that we're still incubating. It depends on how you want to look at it. I think incubating sounds a lot more positive because you're still like prepping. Purgatory, there's like this inherent negativity about it. I know that's been thrown around a little bit. I'm not a fan of that word because there's an inherent negativity. You might resonate with that more. I don't know. It depends on what's going on in your life. But then in the outcome, we have the Knight of Coins, upright. So, I do like that, this is a Pentacle energy. It could have to do, so if this has to do with work, this could definitely be a new opportunity coming in that's offered to you. Something comes across your path, or you at least think of something occurs to you, some sort of new strategy. And we are going to be strategizing a lot this week. Really supportive energies for that. I do like that. Now, in relationship, this can be somebody coming in wanting to offer you their connection, or you wanting to offer somebody else, because it's a Knight, because it's a court card. Knight is a court card, and the court cards can apply to you or to the other person, or just be a situation, right? But it is this idea of an offering of connection, right? Now, but we do have this Five of Cups energy, and it is reversed. So I like this in the reverse more, because the Five of Cups energy is a disappointment. It's the recognition of an ending of something the way it was, but it's also the recognition of the good that is existing in it. And if you remember last week, I was saying it's really important for us to tap into what Jupiter showed us that we need to hold on to, the good stuff. And this is recognizing in those two cups that are still standing, that we have goodness left in this situation within ourselves. There is something good to hold on to here. So this is really, I think, a very positive combination of cards here, because we have this wanting, this newness of a connection, this newness of money coming in. There's this newness, but it's this newness because something else is transitioning out. Now, it really could just be this phasing out of this phasing up, because let's keep in mind here what your crowning energy here is. And this is the gift of the week, which is Six of Earth, which is Six of Pentacles, and it's about being supportive of each other. So that's if it's a relationship or a friendship or a family connection. If this has to do with work, this means that you're going to be getting the money that you need, the support that you need within that connection. I like this energy. It's not like over the top in any one way or another, but it's about helping each other out and seriously having each other's back. Like really a nice supportive energy. So I feel like whatever it is that you're feeling confused, conflicted about, whatever it is that you're moving away from a cycle that you really need to move away from. It's a minor arcana. I don't feel like there's an extensive amount of drama, thank goodness, going on here, but there is definitely something ending, transitioning, transforming. And we have this Venusian energy with Pisces. It's a really nice energy to do that stuff, and it really, really is. So that's your gift, which I think is really nice, and I do like how it ends up. And so if you feel like a little confused or very pensive or between things as you enter in to this energy, no worries. You guys are going to figure it out. You're going to figure it out, so it's good. Now we have your challenge here is the Page of Air. It's the Page of Air. It's the Page of Swords. So this is about a new cycle, a new truth coming in. It's a challenge, though. Let's see what that's about. Challenge in the new cycle. So you have this new cycle coming in as the gift. And as always, guys, remember the gift and the challenge really don't have to be connected. This could have to do with work. This could have to do with relationship. Well, this could have to do with career. This could have to do with family, you know. Again, you want to apply the messages however you see fit. Okay. So here in this challenge having to do with this cycle, coming out of a 10 of Cups reverse energy. I like it. Nice. Nice. All right. Let's pull cards. Okay, and this is you right now. This is your fear. Oh, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of the sun, Capricorn. It's okay. And we have the Four of Pentacles reversed. Isn't that funny? I mentioned the Four of Pentacles in the astrology section. So let's see what's going on here. All right, so again, new cycle there. So in the recent past, I'm getting that there was a lack of movement forward, and there was some sort of delay in being able to move something forward in your life. The Ten of Cups energy is still really positive in the reverse. It just means that the reason you're not able to have this Ten of Cups energy just yet is because there's a situation that needs to be ironed out, most often with family, friends, or something to do with the career. There's an issue that needs to be corrected and addressed. It's a minor arcana, even though it's a big energy. So I don't get that this thing is a huge deal, but it is certainly very important that this thing get addressed. So if there's a situation having to do with really anything, because it's anything that's external to the relationship that can get in the way of the relationship having this peaceful space, this deepening of communication and of commitment, because that is what the Ten of Cups upright is about. It's about being on the right path with the right person. Everything, the boxes are checked. And it's also an energy that you worked for, because it's like one cup at a time over time put up in that rainbow. So there's history here. There's history here, but there's something that needs addressing. Now, if it doesn't have to do with family, friends, something in the external job, then maybe it's having to do with one of you, either you or your partner, where you guys have to maybe work on, I don't know, some ego stubbornness, some short-sighted behavior, some negative thinking, anything like that that can end up in, really inflecting the relationship. But for most of us, it really is something that's practical that happens in the 3D that gets in our way. And it's always external to us, right? And then we have, again, the Two of Wands energy, which is really about embracing this new beginning, this new opening of a path. But there is a delay here. But the fact that it's here, even though it's reversed, I always say, energetic beings, free will, we can flip these up, no problem. It just has to do with the choices that we make and what we really want for ourselves. But this is pretty clear. So there was a delay in a new beginning into this next cycle because of something external to you guys. And this is the challenge. So the challenge here is now having this new beginning, having this new truth with this person, this new job, whatever it is, this next stage in your friendship or your family connection. And we have the King of Cups, which is telling me that there's a holding back of emotions here. There's definitely a holding back of emotions. Somebody's holding back emotions, and you're just moving on. You're moving forward. So this tells me that for Capricorn, for a lot of you, you guys might have been in this space with somebody, right? With a job or a situation, a circumstance, and that situation that needs addressing was just not getting addressed. And guys, at the end of the day, we can only control ourselves. So if this was an external situation that you didn't have control over, which the energy in this card typically means, you can only control you. You can't control other people and how they roll out. So I have a feeling that there was this either lack of, because the King of Cups, again, King is a core card. So again, this could be you, this could be a situation or somebody who you're dealing with, but where they're just closing off their emotional connection. There's a cutting off of emotional connection, and there's a moving forward. There's a knowing that we need to, that there needs to be a moving forward here. Yeah, so this could definitely be the moving forward. Could definitely be that Six of Swords energy that you had in the gift. because that was part of the gift. Because that's moving you into a space where you're going to just be more supported. But the challenge here can be in the moving away. And your fear in this challenge is really the Sun reverse. It's just really not, and the Page of Cups is not feeling that having that new beginning, right? That you really feel in your heart, and not having that ultimate attainment. Because the Sun energy is all about, it's not all butterfly and roses and rainbows and you've arrived at heaven. This is still very positive even in the reverse, by the way, guys. But it's about being in the right place with the right people, on the right path, doing what feels right to you. It really is living in an authentic way that you vibe with, that you know you're in the right place. I can't explain it any better than that. And a lot of you guys I know have been reaching out to me very confused about what that even means for you. And in a nutshell, I want to just say, if you're living in alignment with what resonates with your sun sign, your rising sign, your moon sign, you're living your authentic truth. So really get to know your chart and get to know and understand your 10th house energy and your 2nd house energy. And ask me questions, guys. I do try to answer as many as I can. I can't always go into full detail. I'm so sorry I can't do that with everybody just because of time restraints. But yeah. And then you'll be on your authentic path. And then we have as the outcome, we have the Four of Pentacles. So this does indicate you not really wanting, or a person not wanting to give you this a connection in the way that you want. Because that's what it is. It's almost like the Four of Pentacles in reverse is like a greediness with connection, right? It's a greediness with connection. But then we have the King of Pentacles, okay? So this is just indicating to me that you're scared. I mean, this is your challenge. You're feeling very self-protected. I mean, the Four of Pentacles reverse, I always call it is the card of self-protection. It's like, no, I don't want to open up my ability to connect with you emotionally, physically, and mentally because I don't want to give you that power. I don't want to give my power away. My pentacles are my power, right? And it's this really feeling very worried about doing that. But then we have the King of Pentacles energy. So whatever this is, this really works out very well for you. It just does. I mean, the King of Pentacles, if it has to do with a job, you might be insecure about this new path, but it's going to end up bringing you the money that you want. And not today, not right away. I mean, this might even be you entertaining the idea of moving in onto a different path, but just know this is an indicator that it is validation, that it is a good thing for you. And if it's moving out of a relationship and into a space of either being single or being in another relationship, this is definitely healthy. If it has to do with you guys being in a solid relationship, but you feeling the cycle within your relationship ending and it's shifting into something else, understand that it is ultimately a shifting up and evolving. So it's going to be very positive. So whatever this new cycle is of truth, of messages coming in, communication, anything like that, it's going to end up really, really great. So it might seem like a challenge when you're in it, but it ends up being a good thing. So I like that. Good stuff. All right. So let's pull some energy for those of you who are in a relationship. Let's get these guys over here. I'll just put those over here. I did order new love oracles. I have other ones, but I don't really resonate with them. And as annoying as these heart ones are to shuffle, I like the messages. I don't know. I connect with them. So let's see. For Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Any messages? Any messages? Guys, remember, this is a general, so you're not going to. Not everybody's going to resonate. Okay. And as always, definitely check out your rising sun, moon sign, and Venus sign. Oh, isn't that interesting? Time. And remember, the energies could always be flip-flopped as well. You have to say those disclaimers because not everybody's at a different. Some of you guys are long time tarot people, and others of you are relatively new. Energy just doesn't understand the difference. Okay, so we have time. You're trying too hard. Give it time. Capricorn. Trying too hard. Give it time. Oh, that's not easy now, is it? It's just not. It's not. Especially when you're like, this doesn't have to be this difficult. Why can't they just do this and I do that and this thing go this way and whatever? You know, it just can't always happen on our timetable. But anyway, time. So for those of you who are resonating with this message of time, that you're trying too hard to give it time, let's see what the Island Oracle has to give some extra information. We have the Runner. That's a runner in a codependent relationship. This is about fear of intimacy, listening to ego. Ooh, okay. So somebody's afraid of intimacy here, opening up fully. And then we have the Boat. And the Boat is about receiving what you need. It's progressing, moving. It's moving on and closure issues. Guys, this is such a Six of Swords vibe. And you got it in both you got it in that gift. So it's like, yeah, something's closing. A cycle is ending for you guys in a relationship. And then it says, I like you. And I really like this card. It says someone likes you, right? Romance is blooming. And this is a very flirty energy. This is a getting back to basics energy. For those of you who are already in a relationship, what these cards tell me is you got to give it time. Don't try to push something. Right? Just don't try to push something. Understand that there may be some ego issues going on here. There may be a fear of intimacy going on here. For a lot of you, you might be experiencing, again, general messages, you might be experiencing this runner energy in a codependent relationship where somebody's a runner, like there's a runner and a chaser, right? And whatever one you might be in that dynamic, if that's the situation that you're finding yourself in, that may certainly be at play here. So for those of you not in connection right now, the recommendation here is to give it some time and to try not to push it and to recognize that this is the dynamic and that, you know, really right now you should just kind of like move forward into a space and this idea and energy of someone liking you and you ending up in this space of dating and flirting, this really nice energy. So that's for somebody who's in that weird space of not being in connection right now because you're dealing with that kind of energy. Now, for others of you, this could certainly be, if you're in a solid relationship, ego having had been an issue within a cycle, but that cycle ending. But you can't really push it. You can't really push the rolling out of this next cycle. It's just this understanding and acceptance that you need to just move away in order to let Mother Time do her thing and do whatever healing and restructuring in whatever way is necessary. But I do get that you guys are going to end up in this new space in this cycle where you're going to be getting back to the beautiful basics and you're going to be really connecting with each other in a very basic way, like how you like each other and basic flirting and beautiful dates and stuff. So very, very positive regardless, but there is this moving away from this unhealthy into a healthy for relationships. So I do like that. Capricorn, that is what I have for you guys for this week. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.